let me find us on my phone so that I get comments. Where are we? Why does it always take so long to come up on my phone? Oh, because I forgot what color shirt I had on. I was looking at it. Why does it always take so long? Hey, Peggy. I see you, Mr. Wilson. I see Peggy and Rhonda and Katie, Mr. Wilson and Melody. I see there's like 13 people, but I don't see all your names. I'm so sorry. I couldn't find us on the live because I forgot what color shirt I had. I was looking for a gray shirt, and I have on a green shirt. Hey, Diane. This is today's live, Diane, in Create with Sharon Hoppe Designs. Hey, Renee. So, well, hello, Jen. How are you, Misty? So, tonight, we are going to do a 4th of July project. How's that? It'll give you time to do it by the 4th of July. And, hey, Cookie. And who's from Oklahoma? That is Cowista. And I see Miss Paula McCoy. Hey, Paul, I was going to give you a call back. Yes. You're welcome to come pick up those pins. I'll let you know when they're ready. Speaking of pins, I just took this out of the kiln. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Maybe I could do it this way. Look at this cute little, this was done with the little 7-inch Goatee Farms. And it could almost be a garlic grater. That texture is so high. I may have to set that back a little bit. And this is that other new floral pin. I have the hardest time. I should have never named it that because I have the hardest time saying it. So I call it the floral pin, but look at that. Is that just gorgeous? Oh, and then glazed. Look at that. The texture is so high that all you got to do is drop the velvets, or if you're using Paula's color concentrates, just drop them right on, and the texture is so high you can't even hardly get out of the lines. So that's kind of exciting. Let me go back to full screen. All right, so hey Carla, hi Kathy, Liz, Katie. We've got April and Betty and Rosemary, Nancy Jean. Cindy says, sold 2 of my mugs today with the cow and chicken. Woohoo! Cindy, I know you do great with those, right? It is just so dang cute. Just say Anna Money. Really? Is it that easy? Who said that? Oh, Melody. Awesome. Anna Money. I can remember that. Anna Money? Anna Money? I can do that. Hey, Rachel. All right. So, I know I have some slab people in here. In that same kiln load, I'm just going to quick show this. One of I did those colored clay roses. Wait till you see what's coming next. But that is fresh out of the kiln. Look at that. And there's some other stuff that was in there that I'll be showing you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be jumping in slab to fab tomorrow with some stuff. So, but for tonight, You guys like to see what we're gonna do before we do it, so drum roll, 4th of July, here we come. Here's what we're gonna do tonight. Oh, wrong one. Oh, well, maybe I put the, oh, there it is. 4th of July, here we come. Now, when this fires, when Misty, the Zoom is going to be flowers coming up. So when this fires, this is non-fired, the red will be bright red, the blue will be bright blue, the white will be bright white. So this will be very patriotic, red, white, and blue. So this will be an excellent 4th of July project if you want to make a serving bowl, a pie dish. Good morning all the way from Tasmania, Diane. If you want to make serving bowl, pie dish, any kind of something for 4th of July, this is a great project for that. So let me go away from the pictures. And that, let me tell you, is about that big and about that deep. It's a big bowl. It's a big bowl. So, you know, I know you guys have asked to see the project first. But for me, it kind of takes all the fun and the building and the anticipation out of it, because now that you've seen it, I'm like, okay, well, we're done. But I know that's not the case. So let's get started. 6:37. Yes, let's get started. Well, shall we get started? First thing, what is the first thing we always do? That is correct. Compress our clay. Always, always, always. The better you compress, the less likely to crack. That makes it worth it, right? Take a little piece and shove it in that little hole right there. And then just go over it. And it'll disappear. You'll never know it ever had a little divot. It's probably where I picked it up with my thumbs. Lift this carefully, little bending as possible. Wipe off my rib and do the other side. You know, when you work out, you don't just work out one arm, right? You work them both. Same thing here. You don't just compress one side, you compress them both. I like to take my time and just get it really good. I work too hard on my pots to have them crack on me. Now, am I saying I never have a crack? No, nobody can say that. And if they do, they're fibbing. It's part of the game. So if you have a crack, don't feel like you can't do clay. Don't panic. It does happen. But you can minimize it by taking care of your slabs first. All right. So what am I going to use? I think I am going to use this. Now this is, for all practical purposes, a template, or will be. Let me move out of the way. This is, you're used to seeing the other color, and they will be that color if you order one of these templates, but I'm just using a piece of a form because here is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this and we're gonna line it up and put our clay over the top of that and have a really fancy pie plate, serving plate, whatever you want. And I have several things I might use. Hold that thought. Okay, so I could use several things in here. I could use, let's see, my ruffle bites. And that's okay that it has an outer edge. That gives it a border. That would be really pretty. I could use this floral round. That would be really pretty. I could use this feather motif. Ooh, I think I like that. Let me see. I have 2 sizes. Well, I have 3 sizes. Let me see if this one's too big. This one does come a little off the edges slightly, barely slightly. But because of that, I think I'll go to this side, this size, and give myself a border because I think I really like that. Which will then give me the ability to flute the edges if I wanted to or whatever. So I think I'll use this. So that in mind, move this stuff all out of my way, put this where I can reach it, and I'm going to simply cut this out. And this is going to cut out real simple. Just go around. Now if I'd have had this on my banding wheel, might have been even a little simpler. But when you're working with the hard wooden templates, it's so much easier and faster to go around. They store nice and flat, store very nicely. They don't bend. You don't cut through them. I just find them an all-around good source. I can't just run around like this on paper or craft foam, which is why I came up with this. I could not use craft foam. I slipped a pedal every time, and I'd start over, and I'd start over. I think I'm going to keep this in case I want to do a foot. Now, this I did not mention. Let me pull this off. This piece of clay, slab of clay, is a little over 1/4 of an inch. It's about right there, a little over 1/4 of an inch. Because this is going to be, could be a pie dish, big serving dish. And I didn't want it too thin that it would be too flimsy. I wanted some meat to it. So I went ahead and made this a little thicker. I got something in my clay right there. So I'm just going to go around, kind of soften these edges, get that little excess off of there. Kind of right around as well. When they start sticking, just go wet them again. And that'll get that little goobers you might have left right off of there. One side done. Now what I'm going to do is very gently lift this up, flip it over, and I'm going to hit this other side. And if I just kind of swoop-de-doop, swoop-de-doop, swoop, there. Just kind of swoop it through, we have it nice and neat. Okay. Now, if I take my little feathered friend here and let me scoot this down where I can see the whole thing. Oh, that's pretty centered, isn't it? I've got that pretty centered. This is going to be so colorful when we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Now it will, when you use a Mylar stencil like this, especially mine that are super thick, these are 10 mil thick. So these are going to stand up and hold up over time. They're not thin and flimsy that you have to worry about ripping, tearing, breaking. So there's that. I got a fan blowing under me, and I hope it's not going to dry my clay out way too fast. So now it would just be, gee, how do I want to color this? Or how do I want to do this? I have, where did I put it? This is going to be my bottom, which is actually going to be my top. Well, you see, this is a little small because this is going to stick out, which tells me I really am going to need to glaze this first. So it's a matter of, how do I want to glaze this? Now, because I'm in my warehouse studio, it's hot in here and I have fans going, I want to take this piece of clay and I want to put it on top of plastic to keep it nice and soft and supple while I'm glazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get plastic. I'm going to put this piece of clay on top of plastic so that then we can put some color on it before we use it. Be right back. Okay, question. Can you guys hear that video very well? I have the biggest... It's this big. Yeah, I get clay on it. But it sits right here beside me. And the playback for me, I don't know, I couldn't hear it all that well. But I have an air conditioner, a window unit air conditioner on the back side of my table blowing under the table, and I have a fan right beside me blowing up. Y'all can hear it fine? Awesome. Oh, I feel better. I was a little worried on that. Okay. So, that said, somebody had a question. Katie. So Katie asked, Katie, never dumb. Never dumb. The lives, these lives do get added to my YouTube channel. However, you can always find the lives from this group right here in this group. Simply at the top of the group, click on, it says, I believe, featured. If you click on that, all the lives are pinned up there and you can scroll through. After a live, I try to go right back and edit the title to be what that live was about. So you can always find the previous lives right here in this group and you don't have to go looking anywhere for them. Now, for anybody that is a member of my Slab to Fab Society, all the lives from the Create group and all the lives from the Slab to Fab group are also up on our community site where our classes are. And there, all of them have a picture of what everything is. So you don't even have to try to remember, was it in the Create group? Was it in the Society group? You just go to the community and you can find them all. So Katie, I hope that helped. Somebody asked when the rollers will ship. When you have a order question, please email me at info@SharonHoppeDesigns.com because that just pertains to you and not everybody else. But I will say, as always, we are a small company. We make to order. We try to ship within 10 business days. So let's see. Any other questions? Oh, yes, it's fine. We can hear it blowing. Okay. Well, better hearing my fan blowing a little bit than seeing me sweating all over the place. Trust me on that one. Let's see. I think, did I hit everything? What size are the templates and stencils you're using? That template is I believe it's a 13 and a quarter, and the stencil is a 10 and a half, because I left a border around there. All right, on to the next one. Oh, and let me tell you, so on this next video, I started glazing and glazing and glazing, and I don't want to put y'all to sleep. So, when this next video starts playing, I'll go through the glazing of the first layer, and then I'll not fast forward, but I'll speed it up, because you don't need to see 3 of the same layers. I don't want to bore you to tears. You'll see what we're doing, and then we'll move on. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm back. What I'm doing is I'm going to make a patriotic feathered pie dish, thinking ahead for 4th of July. So, I'm going to use salsa SC4 stroke and coat. I'm going to use cottontail SC16 stroke and coat. And I'm going to use SC12 Moody Blue. Y'all know how I love my stroking coats. Okay, so I've already started taking this out because I don't have a whole lot of it. And then I'm going to leave this sitting on its cap in case I need more. And these are just Easter eggs that I made back at Easter time. And here is the cottontail. I'm going to get a bunch out here of cottontail. I can always put it back in the container if I have too much. I'm going to leave this one sitting on its lid in case I need more as well. As you can see, I use these a lot. And then I'm going to pour in my salsa. This one I have a lot of. Woo! That's a lot. Okay. So, let's see if this idea of mine will work. If I start here and go red, white, blue, red, white, blue, red, white, blue, red, white, blue. Oh, now is that too perfect? So, I'm actually going to do this. I have some little makeup sponges. These were bought actually at CVS Pharmacy for, oh, it doesn't say, but a couple bucks. I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to start with red. I'm just going to take a sponge, and I'm going to actually sponge this on. Actually, I'm going to do this. How big is that? Let me start with this brush. Only because I need to go faster because I don't want this drying out. So I'm going to go red. Get that first coat. Red, white, blue, red, white, blue, red. Go back to red. white, blue, red. If I don't do that, I'll mess it up. Now, this stencil, oh my gosh, would be absolutely gorgeous, multicolored. But with the 4th of July coming, and we're going to have a family picnic here at the lake, I want this big old pie dish patriotic. So red, white, blue. Red, white, blue, red. If you go outside the lines, just wet your sponge, wipe it right off. And then keeping these pretty thin coats so they'll dry quickly. I want my clay to still be able to turn my fan away. Okay. Clean my sponge. And go to Cottontail. Red, white, blue, red, white. Am I going to say red, white, blue every time? Yep. If I don't, I could easily mess it up. So what are you guys going to do for 4th of July? Is that a family day for everybody? You're going to have your family over, serve them some pie. This is a perfect 4th of July pie project. So tell me in the comments. Talk to me, everybody. What are y'all going to do? I'd like you guys to join in that conversation. It makes it much more fun for everybody. Wait, one more. Oh! See, I about stuck it in the red glaze. All right, now, we're going to hit these little ones. So that would be red. This will be white. I'm going to hit these while I have the white paint on, or the white glaze. Wonder glaze, don't you know? You can use it like an underglaze, and you can bisque fire it. You can use it as a glaze and glaze fire it. I will tell you, when I do bisque fire it, especially when I have lots of excess clay like this, red, white, blue, red, white. The parts that are left raw, I definitely do I want to do it that way, or do I want to do a solid? No, I'm going to do it like this. White, red, white. That's not going to work. red, white, blue, red, white. See why I do this? Because when you talk and work, it's very easy to get sidetracked. But I want it to really stand out, these feathers. So that's why I'm not talking much, because I'm wanting to get this done quickly. You'll want to move quickly on this yourselves. I'm going to go back to red, and I want a big red star. I do have, just on 1 second. Okay, offline I went ahead and did the third coat because you didn't want to watch that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to do the star red. Very thin coats. I'm going to do the first coat, and then I'll go offline and do the second 2 coats because, again, you don't want to watch that. Coat number 1. And I am going to take blue, and I'm going to do 3 coats of blue. I decided I didn't want to leave this plain. I think it would set this off much better if it was glazed. So I'm going to go around this with 3 coats. I'm going to put 2 more coats here, and I'm going to go all the way around with blue, 3 coats, and then I'll be back. Okay, it's like watching paint dry, right? Okay, so I did see several people are doing barbecues, family time. How many of you live where you can actually do fireworks? We just had a lot of rain these last couple days, but we live in the country at this moment. We'll be living at the lake shortly, but we live in the country, so we can do fireworks at our house as long as we have rain before and we're not in a burn ban. So family time, I love it. who asked me, Deb Gardner, are the 7 and 12s, are the designs the same on both? The design elements are the same, but the actual design is not. Let me show you this one as an example. Let me come here. Okay, as an example, my goatee pin. So here, oops, here is the big one. Notice that the little one, see how the animals go up and down this way, and on the little one they go back and forth? And because I only have half the size to work with, it's a lot the same, going a different direction, but of course I don't have room for it all. Now, why is it going a different direction? That's so that for the little ones, when you roll them out and stand the clay up, if you want to make a mug, the design will be standing the right way to make a mug. So they're close but different. Did that help? Sorry. Very close but not identical. One goes one direction, one goes the other. What is this? Oops. Okay, let's go back here. Paula, thank you for putting a link up. Who else put a link up? Katie, thank you for putting a link up. Deb, oh good, that worked? Okay. Yeah, switching it sideways so that it can go well on a mug. I have the hardest time with that. I like sit there and go, how does that work? Gets me every time. Our island has fireworks viewed on the beach. Oh, I want to come watch that. One of these days, Carla, we have to get to Georgia anyway for family. So one of these days I'll be in Georgia. All right. Let me ask you guys again. Showing you the end result before we start. Does that kind of take the woo out of it for you? Because I can go back to the other way because you better. With the direction of the 7, does that work better for your vase forms? I brought 2 vase forms with me today. It will depend on the size of your vase. The 7-inch pin, the design really is about 7 inches tall, but you can roll it twice and then get the design. The 12-inch pin, though, will cover the whole width of the clay, so either one of those will work. Diane, you like seeing what we're doing. Liz, you like the surprise. Katie, I'm cool either way. Renee or Diane Stramakia, did I say that right? She likes, yeah, showing it first spoils it. I'll rethink this because it spoils it for me. It's like it takes the wind out of my sails before I get started. You know me, I'm just like crazy. I like seeing what you're doing. Okay, so, hey, I know, maybe one week we will, one week we won't. How about that? All right, let's go back to the big reveal. Let's remove the stencil. Though you've already seen that, but let's do it anyway. Okay, I am back. I have done 3 coats of everything. And you see my plastic. I actually have sprayed a little water underneath the piece on the plastic so that it could stay a little moist on the bottom because this was taking a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Was that like a skip in a record? All right. Let's pull this up. What do you think of that? When that fires red, white, and blue, wow. Okay, I'm gonna let this finish drying, and then, come here, we will put this on and flip it over and create our pie dish. And hoping this doesn't get too stiff, but that is, nope, there's a little piece over there and I'm gonna leave it alone. But look at that. What do you think of that? Think of, okay, who called me a tease? Tease, tease, tease. Oh, that's Deb Gardner. Of course I like to tease. Like I said, showing you up front kind of takes the fun out of it for me, so I got tease in there, right? So Katie asked, do you pull it up while the glaze is still wet? Most of the time I do, because one, I don't have a whole lot of patience, and two, I want that glaze to still be wet around the edges of the stencil and the glaze that is on the stencil, because otherwise when I pull it up, if it's super dry, it could crack around the edges, and the dry glaze that's on the stencil can crack off and fall into my glaze and get those little hard crusties. So that's why, thanks Deb, that's why I do like to pull it up while it's still wet. You do have to, it's kind of like ripping off a Band-Aid. You want to get under it. I typically will get under it like with my needle tool. And sometimes you'll put a little spot in your clay. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't try to touch it up right then. I invariably do. Try to touch it up right then, and then I mess it up bigger. So just leave, if you put a tiny little mark from your needle tool, leave it, let it completely dry, and then just touch it with a like a teeny tiny little brush. I will tell you that my brushes leave a lot to be desired. So Paula, before you come get your pens, we need to talk, because I need to get you to bring me some brushes when you come. So we will order tit for tat. How's that? So anyway, I lift it up with a needle tool. I don't try to stick my fingers in there. And then I grab the stencil, and then it's kind of a rip the Band-Aid off. All right. How about, what time is it? Ooh, we better hurry. How about we create the pot? Well, I think we are pretty dry. Let me pull this down a little. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is pretty dry. You see all my plastic tucked under. So this is going to be a bit tricky. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to try to get this as close to center as I can. I'm going to have to stand up over the top of this. All right, that's probably about good. Now, I'm going to take this, put it on top. I'm going to set this plastic underneath. Oh, I can't do that. Can't put it under the banding wheel because then I can't pick it up. So, I'm going to take this. I'm going to flip this over. Put this down. Take this off. Take the plastic off. are going to get my sponge. And I'm going to go across the top of this. All the stuff coming off because I did spray a little water under there because I wanted it to stay nice and pliable. See that? Just bend this down a bit. Excess slip off of there. Now, I am going to wet my rib just a little because I want it to really slide across here. I'm not pressing very hard. I'm just kind of coming around and down. Pressing it in. Take this slip off. All right. Now, I did put it on the one without the hole in it. So, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to grab my other one. I am going to grab a form. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm going to flip this back for just a minute. I'm going to put this on. And then I'm going to flip it back. Getting heavier by the minute. And take that back off. So, now what I can do is I can hold on to this and actually bring this down. Get the little goobers out of there. There. Now, because this is a pie plate that I want to slide in and out of my oven, I am not putting a foot on that. But I do want it nice and flat. So I'm going to take the slip off of this, and I'm going to make sure that I have it nice and flat. Just like that. Nice and flat. I'm going to take my red and I'm going to kind of come around and round this top a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to let this sit until it's ready to flip over. I can't wait. When it flips over, I'll take care of this top side. But we'll be back. Do y'all see why most of the time my hair is like up on my head? Because there's too much of it, blows all over, gets in my pots, and it's in my way. But I do have some. It's just normally on my head. All right. Let's see. Get one for clay and one for pie dough. Oh my. I like that idea. I love these forms. Let's see. Yeah, Katie, this would be an awesome tart dish. Now, if I was going to make a tart dish, what I would not have put that extra form under to give it the height. I would have let the rim come down and flatten out more on my wearboard so that it would have more of a flatter rim if I was going to make a tart dish. Okay, let's see. What do we got left? One quick video left. Okay, are we ready for the big reveal? Let's do this. Let's take this and let's flip this over. Ooh, it's really hard doing this sitting down. And let's see. Woo, let's see what we have here. There's that. This is what I used for a spacer. Now, if I hadn't have put something this thick, I could have bent my rim out more like a pie dish, but I decided to leave it big and see what we come up with. Are we ready? Let's bring this out. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I don't want to, there we go, slide that over a little bit. Look at this. I mean, when this is fired, it is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it. So we'll put this over on the shelf. I will definitely put weight bags in it, plastic over it, let this dry slowly, and see what we come out of the kiln with. But this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Just gorgeous. Memorial Day, 4th of July, because this will be bright red, white, and blue. Okay, what I didn't realize was the front view of this, you can't really see how tall those sides are. Those sides are pretty tall. So when it dries, I will fire this, and I will do either a kiln opening or at least a video of this bright. That was the darkest blue I had. So I'm hoping it fires deep blue. But there you have it. Red, white, and blue. Happy 4th of July to all of you. About what, 6 weeks early? Any other questions? Yes, Catherine, I will. I do. I have it over on my slab roller. I actually have 3 weight bags in it, and I have it covered with plastic. Deb, yes, that stencil could be used for all seasons. You can put, now this one, I happen to do red, white, and blue. I think I showed this quite a while back, but you could do this with all the fall colors for fall. That would be gorgeous at Thanksgiving. Just think about Thanksgiving colors. Oh, that would be gorgeous. You could even do this in pastels. You could do it in bright colors. Very versatile stencil. That looping video was driving me crazy. Any other questions, anybody? Yes, it's perfect for Memorial Day too, only I don't think it will be finished. What's today? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It might, no, it won't be finished. Speaking of Memorial Day, guys, do not forget, I am running a Memorial Day sale right now, and even my rolling pins are discounted. So I think if you didn't get the newsletter, if you didn't see the post here, I believe for this group, it's Memorial 10 is the discount code. So 7-inch babies, the 7-inch babies are here only in 2 designs at this point, because I have a 7-inch baby in this one as well, but I don't have it sitting here. But everything on this site is on sale, with the exception of the deep dishes and the platters. That's just because they're so labor intensive and so much cost of material on those. But everything else, grab yours today. Any other questions? Labor Day too. Yes, Labor Day. I know that when I showed these stencils last year, we sold a lot of them. So I am looking forward to seeing what you guys can do with this stencil. And if that's it, if I see no other questions, I think I told this group I was hosting a Dean McRain workshop. We are holding 2 sessions, and I will tell you, we are sold out. And I do not believe he's going to do this again in the States. But I'll be showing you snippets. So stay tuned. See you guys next 2 weeks. I'll be in and out between then, though. I have a lot more time on my hands these days, not caregiving, so I will be in and out a lot more. A 7-inch herbal pin, please. Coming right up. I have several started. I'll add that one to my list, and I will see y'all in a couple weeks. Good night, everybody. Have a happy Memorial Day, and don't miss out on this sale. Where's my finish button? Bye, everybody.